and I want to clear the air and say that, for the record, I am a zoophile. You did not mishear that. I am a zoophile.
Around 3 years ago, Hypnotist Sahppo first gained infamy, and if you've never heard of this person before, then the intro is an omen for things to come. But before shit hit the fan, she used to make VR chat hypnosis videos, and I will say that she's quite good at it, because even just a minute of these videos makes me fall the fuck asleep. And yes, that footage was from a Turkey Tom video. I'd rather not have Hypnotist Sahppo ASMR in my search history, and it would turn out to be a fetish thing for her, which isn't that much of a surprise considering she's about as subtle as Dan Schneider, and the fact that she got random people to do it is pretty weird. And it's especially weird how she would have children in it sometimes. But she would eventually make her infamous video coming out about things on September 11th, 2021, making it the worst event to happen on that day. Reasonably, people were pretty outraged from this. She acts so smug as if she hasn't just admitted to getting her rocks off the Paw Patrol, comparing people like her to the LGBT community being oppressed in the 60s. But there's a pretty big difference between a gay relationship and trying to bang a dog. As someone who has a glue eater in my neighborhood who owns a German Shepherd, those things will tear anyone to shreds that looks in its direction. So you can probably imagine what would happen if you tried to go Mr. Hands on it. And there's also a pretty big difference between people who hate gay people and people who hate zoophiles. One snorts their own fecal matter and the other hates zoophiles. I get I shouldn't have to explain this kind of stuff, but this is the internet, where people are as dense as a goddamn black hole. Especially with people like Sahppo out here with their Walter White style confession, with her avatar looking as soulless as her personality. You know, unless you consider sex offender a personality trait. Speaking of which, sometime after this video came out, more things would come out about her, like her own little St. James of a Discord server, like having not safe for work channels that minors could access, having really creepy people on it, and other shit like that. And of course, dating minors herself, probably using a white van, because either she was dropped on her head as a baby or she's trying to speedrun a sex offender registry. However, she would eventually respond to the hate. How, you ask?
Hypnotist Sahppo
dog fucker
has joined your lobby.
By hitting the Guantanamo Bay Jiggy, of course. That'll sure epically own the haters' quagmire. People would make videos on her, she'd do stupid stuff, the cycle would continue. Luckily, she would attempt to get therapy, though she was either unfixable, straight up capping, or the psych wards were completely irresponsible, because like William Afton, she always comes back. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say this, but they used the Zeta symbol as a symbol for themselves, so that's why you see it a lot in these. Another time, she would claim that she would commit suicide, posting a picture of a gun in her car while she was parked in a hospital, and while some people thought this was the end of her, you get the drill. And sometime later, she would post again, claiming that a family parked next to her, claiming to not want to shoot herself in front of a child, and she decided to check herself into the hospital instead. Now, the fact that she's been to multiple mental hospitals, allegedly by now, and given her track record, I don't know how true this is. You'd probably get more truth out of a politician than this wicked witch of the West looking ass. She really had to get the ukulele out for that apology. But that's not the only time she's used suicides for sympathy. As another time when she was dating a minor, the minor in question would stop talking to Sahppo, and Sahppo assumed it was suicide, blaming trolls and haters. She even stated that she would go to her funeral without the parents' consent. Not that she gave a damn about consent in the first place, but as it turned out, it was just her parents taking away her phone. I sure wonder why. She would do a variety of other things in the meantime, making a cybersecurity channel, having a Roblox account, apparently. She would also somehow be allowed to attend church, given her history and that crayon drawing of a pentagram on her arm. She would also attempt to start up an organization called ZNA before it shut down.
I am working with a large group of people, between 17 and 20 active members of the zoosexual community.
Is this nigga serious?
She would as well do videos with other people, and they are definitely something.
I'm based.
Red-pilled and pink-pilled. Take the pink pill, bigot. That's the sound of me choking on your daddy.
Oh, and also another thing that happened throughout all of this was someone named Coyote Lovely supposedly trying to get more information out of Sahppo. However, it ended up going nowhere, and as it turned out, he was dating Sahppo the entire time. Because when I think of true love at first sight, I think of Jared Fogle. And over time, as people discovered more and more about her, they eventually found her identity, that name being Connor Roundy, out here looking like goddamn Adam Lanza. And people even managed to find the church that she goes to. However, since then, for almost a year now, I haven't really heard much else from this situation, so unless I missed something in my research, that's about all I have to say. So hopefully Sahppo ends up in prison before doing any more mini-lad type stuff. And if I missed anything, comment it down below, like and subscribe, and that's all I have to say. Bye.